Alright Bonehawks, this video is all about the DLC characters and a strategy that I have employed since day one to take all of them out. Yes, including Quan Chi. And that secret will be revealed at the end of the video. I'm just kidding, I'm not going to do that to you. Imagine? That'd be terrible. It's Shujinko. If you haven't noticed, every single time a DLC character comes out, this little cameo gets a little bit more cracked. Not exactly in that order, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through what he does in these matchups, from kind of the least impressive to like, that's messed up kind of a thing. So yeah, for fun, I am going to include Shang Tsung in this because, yeah, I know he wasn't like DLC Combat Pack, but you need to be online to play him and all that kind of stuff, so, and he's an interesting one to go over. So, that being said, let's get into it.
Accept your death.
Alright, so starting off with Quan Chi. Quan Chi probably kind of the least impressive, but still pretty good for Shujinko. He steals the skull. You get a sky drop without actually having to commit yourself to a sky drop. So that's kind of nice to have like kind of a, you know, a low option or a overhead kind of a mix you could throw in. It's slow, so like don't expect it to hit much, but if somebody jumps, it has decent tracking in the air. But the main reason that Shujinko is great against Quan Chi is because the scaling off of APEP punch into the bone dome. So that actually combos. And then you can continue your combo after that. So I'm going to set Shujinko to default so you can kind of see how crazy like the scaling is and like how you can kind of get him back to extend combos even further. So here's one I've come up with, Sindel. I'm using Sindel today because I think that's the best pairing with Shujinko for multiple reasons. Side note, if you think that for whatever reason your character does not work with Shujinko, I would take that challenge for you, assuming that you have no interest in actually going and learning the cameo. Post in the comments down below. If we get multiple ones, maybe I'll do a video where I show off the thing that Shujinko can do with those three characters, because he does work with every character. At the very, very least, he gives you 100 health. So, but if you believe that your character has nothing cool with Shujinko, I will find something. I will take that challenge, post in the comments. Anyway, here's this cool combo that I can do. So there's 501 damage right there for 1 bar meter and some cameo. And I did two 2-bar Shujinko combos in one. 500 damage is a lot for a character like Quan who already has low health. You know, that's like over half his health bar in just one combo. So that in itself is pretty sick. So you can get all sorts of combos. You can use this kind of for like mobility and stuff if you want as well, because you can like direction it the same way that you can Quan Chi's. So if you're a teleport character, you can get one out and then maybe teleport, start a combo, that kind of a thing. But only on hit. So you have the utility of the bone dome, but I would use it for the combo damage because it's actually crazy. Started out with this one first because it's just short and sweet. Not much to it, you do a lot of damage. Up next is Omni-Man, and this character here is kind of similar to Quan, where like we get like some sick combo damage, but we also get a lot of utility as well. So we get the combo, he combos off of the overhead drop. Only from the APEP punch though, not from the conquest kick, so keep that in mind. Oh, there's 454 there, 1 bar. Again, I think Sindel is pretty good with Shujinko, so that's why I use him. We also steal the clap, so we can, if we're on a good day, we can give Omni-Man the clap. And yeah, he has 3 different teleports that he steals. So he has just the regular one here, goes behind and launches, and then he has this one, the forward one, which is plus on block, which is pretty good, not gonna lie, because it's also a launcher. So you could use that in the corner if you don't want to hit confirm. Plus 1 on block, and you get a combo if it does hit. So like Quan, it's pretty straightforward, but this gives us just a little bit more utility and a little bit more things that are actually quite useful in this matchup. This one's particularly good because it just kind of tracks him whenever he is. Depending on the character, you might not always get a combo, but it's a good thing to kind of check movement, and especially if he decides to go into Viltrumite stance, you just smoke him out of it wherever he is on the map. It's kind of dope, not gonna lie. So yeah, next one on the list here is Omni-Man. Alright, so now the kind of dry stuff is out of the way, and we're starting to get into some juicy business here. So next one here is Shang Tsung, and on the surface, kind of seems a little underwhelming. So we steal the 3 fireballs, or you can just do 1 fireball if you want, or you could do 2, or you could do 2. There you go. 2 different ground skull steals. They're a little awkward to combo from because you can't really see where your opponent is. So that one will be if you started a combo, and everything that combo starts will combo off of the APAP punch, which makes it pretty easy to hit confirm into. I mean, you'll still drop your combos, I didn't say that. So again, it's like, I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. But the real juice is that he can turn into his opponent's Kameo, which may not seem super impressive until you get to some certain specific Kameo pairings. So here we've turned into Farah. Unfortunately, it doesn't give you the health values. That would actually be pretty... that'd be pretty correct if it did that. But the real thing that we want to focus on here is the cooldowns and how often we can get these types of crazy things. Alright, so here's when things are getting crazy. So let's say you're playing against Shang Tsung Goro, right? Now, the thing about Goro is he's got some super cool moves, but his cooldowns are terrible. Now, with Shujinko, you can do these cool moves, and then if they lead to a combo or something, you can charge back Shujinko while you're doing that combo to kill the cooldown that Goro would have had before. So then you can do the same cracked stuff that Goro can do, but without the cooldowns. Let me show you an example here. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use Shujinko's Goro Steel to start a combo which would usually take all of Goro's meter and have him be away for a long time. But what we can do is once we've stolen that meter, we can change back into Shujinko because the meter's gone, he's back to his usual self, charge him during our combo, and then he's ready to change back into Goro for something else down the road. So, let's show you what that looks like. Just like that, Shujinko's fully charged. There we go, we got another Goro back. If we want to do the same thing. Another 2-bar steal, just like that. That's kind of cracked, especially when you think about things like Farah and what you could do with Farah. I haven't really labbed that particular one, but it's on my list. But yeah, that's the main idea, is that like having these insane cooldowns just go away with Shujinko is actually pretty nuts. But it's only in one matchup against Shang, and your opponent kind of has, you know, the choice of whatever Kameo, but still, it's still a pretty cracked thing that you can do. So, that's Shang Tsung. We're moving on. It only gets crazier from here. Next up is Peacemaker. So this is actually some insane utility with this. So yeah, so Peacemaker, usually if he hits us with her pistol, 70 damage, we steal his pistol, shoot him back, it's a knockdown. So all in all, that's pretty cool. Not really the most impressive thing though, because we steal 3 other insane moves. One is his torpedo. I forgot what it was called. How could I forget what it's called? He shouts it out every time he does it. Torpedo, which is kind of crazy. Shujinko also has projectile invulnerability while he does this, so if you're getting zoned out, boom, just throw that out there. It'll stop his little pistol big time and just smoke him. It's great. It's so good. Sonic Boom. Launching Sonic Boom. Not the greatest mid-screen, but a good corner starter for a lot of different characters. And then lastly, we steal this one, Anti-Gravity Tracking, which is a combo starter off of APAP Punch. See if I can show you a cool combo here. It's just Sindel's B&B, but this is a launcher. Boom, boom, boom. Nope, nope, not happening. Actually, you know what? I'm determined. Let's put on some determined music. $472. So 47% if he has 1,000 health. So yeah, so some really decent damage off of that. Really good options. Things like that in the corner. And of course, while you're doing your combo, you want to be charging Shujinko, so you have him ready for use again. And then Torpedo. It's just a good move to just throw out. Unfortunately, Shujinko received all of the nerfs that Peacemaker did, so the Torpedo isn't as good as it was before. But you don't have the risk, like Skydrop, of like throwing yourself out. You're throwing something else out. So that's kind of safety. So safety, 2 different combo starters, better projectile, invincibility, invulnerability, I guess, to projectiles. This is a lot, and this is still not even the best stuff that he steals. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so this one is again pretty straightforward, but there's two big things here that this Kameo offers. So the basic ones, basic eye lasers, mid eye lasers, nothing too crazy yet. Rising punch, but you can actually hold it to make him travel. So combo launcher from pretty much anywhere on screen if you want. That's pretty cracked. And then these air lasers. Now, this is more of a stance for Shujinko, and this is the only move of his kind that he has, where you can hold the Kameo button and kind of move him around with you. And then you're free to do whatever he wants while he's just floating there. And then he won't do anything until you release the Kameo button, which creates some pretty nutty setups. But before we get too far into that, you can also just use that straight up as a combo extender off of the APEP punch. So here's what a combo like that would look like. And then we end it with Shujinko here because he had enough time to charge. And then we can just pressure, and our opponent has to hold. That's a crazy combo, by the way. And in a plus 22 restand with Shujinko at your back. Using Shujinko to combo as well. So you get the crazy damage, restand with Sindel, which is why this is so good. And then you get to end it with Shujinko just hovering above you like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do, bro? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Eye lasers. Pretty sick, right? Pretty sick stuff. So between the combo damage that those do, and the ability to have just kind of like a Kano ball type assist just behind you at all times, you can hold this for quite some time too, so feel free to do all sorts of unsafe stuff and then just freaking let Shujinko rip. Look how long he's standing there. He finally went away. That's a long ass time. You can't hold Kano for that long, can you? Where your Kano mains at? Like playing Baraka or something. Read a book. I'm just kidding, Baraka's fucking dope. Alright, we're almost through this. Hope you're enjoying this video, finding it fun. That was kind of the idea. Takeda. So, you'll see I switched to Quan Chi here. And the reason I switched to Quan Chi is because he's universally known to have really, really low combo damage compared to the rest of the cast. And I don't think he's particularly one of Shujinko's strongest pairings. So that kind of, like, amplifies what's going on here. So, starting with his forward steal, so he steals one of those little homing kunai things, and you can blow it up, resulting in a combo, which is combo starter. So, there you go. Or you can just do the regular one itself. Just like that. Staggers. You can combo. See that comboed? Comboed in my standing 4. A lot of characters might not be able to combo that, but Quan Chi can, because he's special. But there's more on that in a minute, though. That gets even crazier. I'm still going through the steals. So like you saw, he has this little like flipping tornado thing, and that's your best scaling for just a straight up combo launcher. That does better damage because he also steals the Rekkas, which you can turn into a launcher or a splat. So basically everything that you're seeing here is a combo starter against Takeda. It's actually really, really crazy. And again, off of the APEP punch. Conquest Kick does not combo into everything. It does combo into some things, but not everything. It comboed there, but don't get used to it. If you can, try and hit confirm into the APEP punch, because that combos into pretty much everything that Shujinko does, with a couple little small exceptions there. But where this Kameo really shines is in the corner. And that's why it's not my tippity top steal, because there is a little bit of a caveat that you got to be in the corner, but you do get all this insane utility with it. So let's see what kind of damage, what do you think kind of damage Quan Chi can get with Shujinko? What are you thinking? Like, just throw out a number. What are you thinking? Like, Quan Chi usually, his B&Bs is like 279 damage. What are you thinking here? What are you thinking? Let's see if you're right. If you said 528 damage for 1 bar of meter, you'd be right. But why would you think that? Because you know the combo already. But no, That's an insane amount of damage for Quan Chi. 1 bar of meter, it's basically just 2 of these looped into his regular corner B&B that I like to do sometimes. And then you're building Shujinko back. By the time you're done your combo, you've already took half of poor Takeda's health. The scaling on these moves in particular are actually nuts. Sindel can do combos where she does 2 of those, charges Shujinko, does 2 more of those. It's actually, you know what? I'm going to show you that combo just because, again, I think that's the best pairing. $588 damage. That's not even with Fatal Blow. That's crazy. That is like some of the best damage in the game. With Shujinko Sindel, that's got to be some of the tippity top. I'm sure there's some fairer stuff, but there's no buffs or anything here. There's no buffs. It's just Shujinko doing Shujinko things with Shujinko combos. So yeah, Takeda kind of gets a little walked all over on by young Shujinko. And again, not only that, you got just throw that out. You know, you got different distances on that you can do too. So play around with that stuff. And now for the number 1 steal that is totally not guessable by elimination. If you haven't figured it out by now, here's the big reveal. That's right, it's Ermac. And this matchup is so fun for so many reasons. Let's start with the steals. So, first of all, he steals the Spirit. You can hold it, fully charge it. Plus 13 if you fully charge it. It's safe on block if you don't. -7. Additionally, you can actually use it to combo, but it does use a bar of your own super meter, so beware of that. I don't think even Ermac can do that. I could be wrong, but... and you can also cancel it, which is what leads you to the combos. So, and I don't really see any Ermac realistically getting hit by this, but if you fully charge it, crumple state. So that's pretty sick, not gonna lie. Now for the big steals, the big boy stuff. So much utility here. 1 combo, holding there, holds him upside down. Love that Shujinko is the actual ghost there, holding you upside down. That's such a nice little touch. And then you have a little bit of time that you can do if you want to apply like some sort of a buff, like I usually do this. Just so Shujinko recharges half a second faster if you do that under Sindel's little Serve Your Queen. Usually it's 4 seconds. When she's got that on, it's 3.5 seconds. I've timed it because I'm a nerd and I love Shujinko. So that's 1. Second is this one, which is absolutely probably the most cracked steal in the game, because this move costs Ermac 2 bars of meter to do. And we do it for just a Kameo bar. And we can easily hit confirm this off of a pep punch. And then there's a ton of time for us to teabag. We can put some sort of a buff on the screen. One thing that you can do if the Ermac player hasn't been able to break up until that point, you can throw this out. Now if you break, I just steal your meter. Because I'm Sindel, that's what I do. And then also, while you're kind of trapped there, it's a pretty easy time to just kind of throw Shujinko out and start him charging again. And then kind of continue your combo. I dropped the combo there, but that's not what I was trying to... so there's a little bit of extra time for Shujinko to charge, so you can do kind of something like this, for example. Hopefully I don't drop this. I'm gonna trust this edit and not cut here. So let's do this. Okay, so far we got it. Shujinko is all charged back. They're not able to break here. There, so 475 damage for 1 bar of meter, 4 Shujinko bars, and 2 bars of meter that my opponent would have used. And then Shujinko's fully charged again. We're just back, ready to go. And that's not even all of it. We're not even all the way done here, folks. We still have one more thing to cover. All right, and this is one of the biggest tools against Ermacs, because Ermac players love to do this. So the last move that we steal is Death's Embrace. So yeah, this move, we're going to be taking our super meter instead of our actual health meter. Now there's a caveat to this. Only one of you can have this at one time. So let's say we turn this on. Ermac turns his on. We lose ours. Of course, there's the vice versa. Ermac puts his on. Let's say, like, Ermac's getting low on health, and you're just trying to get that one last hit, and he's just like, aha, psych. And we're just like, haha, psych. Boom, it's gone. Get in there and do some damage before he can activate it again, because we still are at a disadvantage in this situation because we need Shujinko in order to do that move. He does not. He can just do that move. But he's vulnerable while he does it. So there's that kind of aspect to it. So if we're kind of doing this and trying to kind of do our own little turtle game, probably not the best way to use it, because he can just do it for free. Kind of want to use it the other way around, where we're going to use it to kind of deplete his... That was an accident, but it's just funny. Shujinko just comes out and just kicks him in the balls. I love that. Conquest kick is sick. But yeah, probably best to use it the other way around. When you're getting close to the end of the round, you're not in a combo, you don't need to use Shujinko for anything else. He just throws that on, boom, steal it away from him, go in there, throw him, do whatever you need to do. Yeah, we absolutely destroy in this matchup. I love this matchup so much, it's so fun. Ermac's still a good opponent, so it's not like a free win by any means, but you just have so many tools at your disposal. Like, man, this Kameo is so sick. I love this Kameo so much, and this is why I enjoy making content on it. And there's just so much to do and so many different strategies you can employ, and I urge you, please, give Shujinko a shot. And if you don't want to, you really don't care about putting the time in, like I said earlier, let me know what character you want. I'll do a showcase of what Shujinko can do with that character. And that's it. One tool that you have against all of the DLC characters in the game, bar none, that I think is super sick. So, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like because it really helps me out, and subscribe if you haven't, because I make new videos almost every single day. Hashtag Bonehawks, all that stuff, and we'll see all you Bonehawks in the next video.
Accept your death.